Sam Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The following is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm Harvey Freed. There's Alex Nafusi.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Good morning, man.
Hey, good morning to you, Alex. And we brought a special guest in, Brian Cohn from our office. Hey, Brian.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Good, buddy. How are you?
All right. Brian's the expert here on reverse mortgages. As we promised you, tons of great information to share with you all morning long. We are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, and we have a full staff there at the office today at 1-800-LOW-RATE. Definitely get your mortgage refinanced. If you haven't taken care of business yet, give us a call. Let us run some numbers for you. And more importantly, if you're out there searching for a home, get that approval letter from us. That's the one the real estate agents know they can count on. When they see an approval from Capital Mortgage Funding.
I got to jump in, but I'm sorry. Right at the gate, I'm glad you brought that up.
I love it.
And Brian, obviously jump in, if anything you want to add to the conversation. The approval letters now, I'm convinced either, no matter what it is, it's not worth the paper it's printed on. I don't. So
what if it's on a $100 bill? It's worth $100.
Unless it's written on a suitcase full of cash to buy the house. It's not what the paper's printed on, because legally in the state of Michigan, if you have an approval letter and your loan's denied, you get your money back.
What money do you get back?
Your EMD, your earnest money deposit.
Oh, okay.
You get it back if your loan's denied in the state of Michigan. That's what I learned this week, because I had a transaction with Josh over at Skyward. Girl's ready to go. Approval letter, not a pre-approval. Because I double checked their stuff. I wasn't doing this woman's loan, and everything's ready to go. And I've got the other side of the person selling the house. I'm doing the deal on a new one, whatever. All of a sudden, the loan's denied. Really? What's denied? We're supposed to close next week. What's denied? Oh, she's short funds to close. You're short funds to close the week before closing.
What's happening? What happened to her money?
You tell me. I don't know. I mean, what do I think happened? She got cold feet.
Okay.
She didn't want to buy the house.
I got you.
She just didn't want it. And her uncle's the mortgage guy.
So this is getting funky.
The loan's denied. She's short to close. You have to give her the money back.
Yeah, not the case, I hope.
No, and it really just comes down to dealing with people you trust, and that's the bottom line across anything.
Look, I don't mind the fact that she might have got cold feet and all that, but that should start.
You don't mind?
I do if I'm selling my house. I'm not selling the house.
You're not selling the house. You're going free and clear for $300,000 and buying a new one for $600,000. You need that $300,000.
Look, there's a lot of emotion that goes involved in purchasing a home. I hope next time, or maybe a little bit more counseling up front, would make her a little bit more comfortable with the transaction. Brian, we run into this all the time.
It's not a legal document. So what are you going to do? You back out at the last minute. Back out at the last minute for cold feet.
Yeah,
but. You're right. The pre-approval is not taking everything into effect, and it should.
And that's why, and that's why agents out there, if you guys are enjoying the show, 248-539-9797, and that's why people out there, you have to pay attention to who you're dealing with. I mean, it's across the board, from your mortgage person to your realtor to your title company to your inspector. I mean, you have to deal with people that you trust that are going to come through for you. And some of these agents, these approvals, they're just, they're seriously junk. Literally. When my clients make an offer, I'll get a call from an agent, and they'll say, "Hey, Alex, I'm dealing. I have Mr. Cohen's offer here, and I just want to verify that you pulled his credit and verified his income. I'm looking at his approval letter." You got to be.
Yeah, we've done a little bit more than that at that point.
You're joking me. You're looking at my approval letter for Brian Cohen, and you want to know if I pulled his credit and verified his income? Like, those are the people that are out there right now. I don't know. Did I sleep through the last 15 years?
Yeah, exactly.
What just happened?
All right, hey, we're starting things off pretty excited. We got some definite emotions going on here, and tons of information to share. The world of mortgages, there's always tons to learn, and there's been a lot of changes.
I'm only upset because the guy's wife was so bummed out. Are they going
to buy the house?
Well, they relisted that, the loft in Royal Oak, but I genuinely felt bad for this guy, man. Dudes are dudes. We get bummed out, we get mad, whatever, you do whatever. This guy's wife was hysterically bawling.
Call the bluff.
It's emotional.
More sellers concessions. See what happens.
Well, then they came back and we'll buy the house for $250. We don't want it for $300. Whoa, time out.
There's the real story comes out.
Yeah, time out. So now the house is okay at $250, but not $300. I see it all jacked up. And
All right.
It's because it's rainy out and I can't play golf afterwards.
We're definitely going to be talking about home purchases all morning long. Be sure to join us, 248-539-9797. Reverse mortgages is sort of our main topic for today, for your parents, for your folks, maybe for you if you're listening. Come to our office. This is sort of an invitation to find out more about it. We'll do face-to-face interviews. Brian, of course, people can call us all day long at Capital Mortgage, set up times to meet with us, and go over this reverse mortgage because it's an unbelievable product out there for people. And, just diving into it last night, and I've never done one. I've just never done one. And again, I usually hand it off to the experts like you. Just reading through the information out there. This is an awesome program, especially for folks as we get into retirement age. Social Security just isn't enough, and very few people have pensions anymore.
Well, yeah, and the big thing with reverse mortgages now is getting rid of the reputation that it once had. The reverse mortgage, which was started in 1988, Ronald Reagan introduced the product as people that were, cash poor, house rich.
Right. People were retiring. They didn't have any money.
And they would take out a lump sum and they would blow the lump sum, and then it would turn into a bad product because of the way they used it. With the changes that the reverse mortgage industry has had, it has become a viable retirement tool. Obviously, the way you qualify for it, you have to be 62 and over. You have to have some equity in your house. But you don't necessarily need to have the cash now. A lot of people are using it as a standby line of credit where you institute the program at 62. And what they don't understand is that standby line of credit, it is guaranteed to grow 4 to 6% year over year over year. So in that regard, it provides a great protection tool over your home equity, because even if your home depreciates in value, your line of credit on a reverse mortgage would continue to go up.
So there's already a preset appreciation schedule.
Correct.
Right.
Based on what the interest rate is and what your loan balance is. So if interest rates are high and your loan balance is going up, at the same time your line of credit is going up. Vice versa, if the interest rates are low as they are right now, your balance is staying lower, but your line of credit is growing at a slower rate.
And again, there's so much information out there, and we're not going to be able to, in a 1 hour show, touch on everything, and I want to scare people off the program, or just so much information. But the key is, the first thing is we pay off the existing mortgage on the house. So let's just say,
is one.
Right. Let's just say your folks are paying $1,000 a month for their mortgage, and they pay their taxes and insurance separately. That $1,000 is gone. They do no longer make that monthly house payment. That's key.
It's payment optional. It's a payment optional.
Okay.
So if somebody is looking to say, hey, I don't want to necessarily have the mortgage payment. Let's say you're 65 or 64, right around that age bracket. You've got a $60,000 mortgage with, a $700 payment. You can continue to pay on that and open up your line of credit so you have access to it, and your line of credit will continue to grow, or not make the payment. If you don't make the payment, that's fine. Your balance is going up.
So you have this accessibility to this.
You have
these funds
accessibility
later
to it, but you don't. The most popular thing to do is to wipe away the current mortgage, the forward mortgage. You don't have a payment for life. As long as you live in that home, you no longer have a payment. So if you take it out at 65, it could be 25 years, lived to 90, where you don't have a payment.
You never have a mortgage payment. The house goes up. And again, there's lots of little things about the program. We have tons to share with you. 248-539-9797. We don't just talk about reverse mortgages today. We've got to talk about the mortgage rates out there. We'll touch on that. Home purchases, refinance, as rates all week long didn't end up so great on Friday, but all week long are back to 6-month lows for 2015. Really exciting stuff if you're out there trying to save money and you haven't yet taken care of it. A couple of the things about that is, people are afraid, hey, look, if I get into this reverse mortgage, it could affect my Medicare or my Social Security. Not true. Like you said, half the information out there is to dispel all these myths out there, these bad myths.
Some of the biggest myths that come with it is I lose title to my home. No, it's the exact same thing as if you had a regular mortgage on your house. It's the exact same principle. You do not lose title to your house. Your heirs are still have access to that house should you die. The difference is there's a mortgage on it. So if you owe $100,000 on your reverse mortgage and it's $250,000 on the market, they would sell it and just pay off the $100,000. The best part about it is, like we reiterated earlier, you do it when you're 65. You end up living till you're 95. You owe $500,000 on a $300,000 house. It's a non-recourse loan.
Right.
It's a non-recourse loan. there is no penalty for then turning over.
Have to be paid back. Just
Doesn't have to be paid back.
I gotta explain that sometimes, you know. And it's actually, you hit the nail on the head. You know that it's a great product that had a bad name for a long time because you had the wrong people out there selling the product.
Right.
You know, it's like any other product. You know, there are bad financial advisors out there that sell people crappy annuities. You know, with 10% surrender fees, and you know they make whatever 15% of front loaded fees. I mean, there's bad people in
every industry
across the industry, man. I mean, it doesn't matter. But when used the right way and people are properly educated on most products, it can really be a viable tool for retirement, man.
Well, one of the biggest problems in the reverse mortgage industry were some of the horror stories that went along with it. And one of the biggest problems came along with what was the non-borrowing spouse.
Okay.
So us as mortgage guys, and you'll see that. We can get to it after the break if we got a break coming. But
fair enough. Tons of information to share with you. Just keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket, 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Bernice, you are the most beautiful zombie I have ever met. Will you accompany me to the Chassé Ballroom Halloween Bash? Whoops, now, nobody bitey. So, will you? Yes. Hot dog, we're going to have such a good time.
It's time for Chassé Ballroom and Latin Dance Studios' annual Halloween Bash on Friday, October 30th from 8 to 11 p.m. Here's Bethany.
This spooky event will feature giveaways, performances, lessons, food and refreshments, a Halloween costume contest, and more. This is a fun, non-alcoholic adult event, and it's only $10 per person.
Ooh, that was a fun song. You wait here, I'll go back out to the dance floor and fetch your arm for you.
Thank you. Don't miss Chassé Ballroom and Latin Dance Studio of Fenton's annual Halloween Bash. Friday, October 30th. Visit HalloweenBash.com to learn more today.
It's pull-ahead time at Jim Carsley Buick GMC. We'll get you out of any lease 4 months early, plus
$1,000 below employee pricing on a 2015 GMC Terrain. 24-month Conquest lease for only $129 a month. $999 down and no doc fee. Hurry, offer ends October 31st.
Jim Causey, 16 and a half in Gratiot and Clinton Township.
Freaks, where fashion feels so good.
I'm Ari Freed.
And I'm Dan Orman.
And we have two great reasons to revisit Freed's of Windsor.
That's right, Ari. First of all, your U.S. dollar is now worth around $1.35.
Right, Dan. And the second is our famous suit package, where you can buy a modern fit suit with shirt, tie, belt, socks, and even shoes, all for around $150 U.S.
So buy Freed's famous suit package online at Freeds.com, or we'll see you in the store.
Think now isn't the best time to list your home for sale? Well, think again. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. In the spring and summer real estate market, everyone wants to get in time for the school year to start. Now, today's buyer is looking at homes to get settled before the holidays. Don't wait until after the holidays and miss out on that potential buyer for your home.
Hi, I'm Katie Androff.
And I'm Andrew Androff. And, we had our house listed with another realtor. 10 months on the market, no offers.
And, with two small children, it was extremely frustrating to get ready for those showings.
But then Jeff Glover came along, and he sold our house within weeks.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. When you hire Jeff and his team, Jeff will personally be involved, whether it's coming out to evaluate your home or marketing your home behind the scenes. Visit Jeff and his team at their newest location in Birmingham, or call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Sample comes with a 90-day order. Copays and deductibles may apply.
People who use urinary catheters are smiling. They called and got a free catheter sample pack of the new virtually painless catheters from Medical Direct Club. Call now and you can get your free catheter sample pack. 1-800-900-0285. These new catheters hurt less. You've never used catheters like this before. You'll receive the discreet pocket catheter for private use when you're not at home. The self-lubricating catheter for less pain and no mess. Some patients say it doesn't hurt at all. And the new polished eyelet catheter with virtually pain-free technology. It may reduce pain and the chance of urinary tract infections. For women, you'll receive the SpeedyCath compact catheter. About the size of lipstick, it fits right in your purse. Call now for your free catheter sample pack and free shipping. It will arrive with a 90-day supply, all at little or no cost to you. We'll even bill Medicare and your insurance for you. And if you don't experience less pain, we'll pick them up for free. Call 1-800-900-0285. That's 1-800-900-0285.
Can't get an open phone line? Use the Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge ticket text 97136. It's always open. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today. The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The hardest working sports fans in America are here on 97.1.
All righty, welcome back to the show, 9:16. Boy, that's some good sleeping weather. Just getting up anyways. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. Again, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, that's 1-800-569-7283. And Alex, those emails are starting to really come to us. And we're helping a lot of families. Email us at the, what is that?
Mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com.
Now, earlier in the week, I told you we're going to make that easier. We're going to definitely easier emails on its way, but mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Lots to cover. We're talking about reverse mortgages. Before we dive back into that, and again, we're taking all your calls here, 248-539-9797. Mortgage rates definitely been holding their ground. Back to some volatility out there. As you know, mortgage rates take their cues from the MBS, the mortgage-backed securities, and those sort of go hand in hand with U.S. Treasuries. And to everyone's surprise, China had dropped some rates yesterday. Their rate cut sent the mortgage rates sort of a little iffy on Friday. But again, so they're at 45-year lows or whatever you want to call it. These are the best rates we've ever really seen, truly over the last 4 or 5 years. If you just haven't taken advantage of refinancing your house or debt consolidation, give us a call, Cap. We'll be very happy you did that. Back to the conversation about the reverse mortgage. Where were we at with that?
Well, that the government really has cracked down on the program to make it a better retirement tool.
Okay.
And not just a loan of last resort. And removing and adding in the line of credit, adding in the growth rate. Also now putting something in, because there was a lot of horror stories that a married couple were to apply for a reverse mortgage. One would be significantly older than the other one. So as a mortgage guy, you'd say, well, we can get you more money if we leave the wife off. And then what would happen in that case is she would die.
Right.
All right. The wife's be left on the reverse mortgage. She's not on the reverse mortgage. She'd get basically foreclosed upon. So now the government has added that the non-borrowing spouse, even if you're a 75-year-old guy married to a 50-year-old, they can get a reverse mortgage.
Really?
It just goes off of her age now.
What if
so
you married
she's
to like a
protected.
21-year-old?
Same thing. Just a little bit less money. So you're
I'm
good.
planning out my
You're good.
retirement, man. I'll be okay?
You're good.
I'm good to go, baby.
So if both borrowers on the loan, then you have to be over 62.
No.
Oh, you don't?
Only one of them has
Only
to be.
one
If
does.
you're married, it just would then recalculate off of her birth date. You'd get less money, but she would be protected.
The program's so awesome that just even the other day we were talking in the office, you knew you were coming in, and Dan in the office had done this for his family, one of his family members, I think it was his in-laws or his parents. And it's just amazing. I mean, the look on his face was, this is amazing. And his first thing he said, which I really liked, was they don't have to fund their parents anymore. And again, a lot of this generation is really forced into that situation. Even the 60 and 70-year-old folks out there are still paying for their parents in the retirement homes. It's very expensive. And this is a it's an old tool, but it's been revamped, and it's a new tool. It's a great financial tool, and it's something that more and more people are just going to be finding out about. That's why we're bringing it to light here. It's just more and more, once you dive in and see what it really is something that could work for a lot of families.
Well, one of the things that I usually will say is, all right, what can it be used for? What can it be used for? What can the program be used for other than the obvious? And some of the things that people don't realize that it can be used for is, I mentioned before, you can set up as a standby line of credit to augment your portfolio. So there's the word pension, it's not around much anymore. This next batch is not, they're not depending on pensions to fund their retirement. They're depending on their nest egg, which is in a portfolio, and they're depending on their Social Security. So when you depend on your nest egg, it's tied into the stock market. And when the stock market is up, that's great when you're taking out your 4 to 6% off of that, and it's not going anywhere. What happens in a down cycle? You don't want to draw out of that nest egg. That's where that reverse mortgage line of credit could come in, where in those years you would draw out of your reverse mortgage line of credit, keep that other bucket healthy, have that bucket grow. There's been studies by John Salter and a lot of renowned financial gurus that have shown that would keep your portfolio much more.
And it's tax free too. When you're pulling money, right? You pull money out of your IRA, you're paying taxes on it. So it's unbelievable.
The other things that you could use it for is delay Social Security. So instead of taking the Social Security at age 62, take a little bit out of that other bucket, which would be the home equity bucket, delay it to your 70. Where you get a bigger check on that. On your Social Security, you get the increase on Social Security. You can use it to buy a house. You can use a reverse mortgage to buy a house. You'd be shocked at how many realtors I talk to that have no idea. Well, how can you do it on that?
I'm not shocked.
Well,
don't start, Alice.
But instead of paying cash for a house, you put 40% down. The rest is a mortgage.
It could be a reverse mortgage. Never have a mortgage. It's an unbelievable program. Anyways, 921. We're going to go to our first call here. We got Ben calling in from Maybe. Good morning, Ben. You're going to add to the conversation on reverse mortgages. Welcome to our show.
Hey, good morning. Thanks, guys.
What's up, man?
Hey, my dad is 76. He is single. Been in his house for about 40 years. I know he's refinanced a couple of times. I'm not sure if he has any equity. If he does, it's probably very little. How much equity would he actually need to be able to qualify for the reverse mortgage?
Normally in that situation, Ben, it is your age minus about 10 or 11 on your equity. And he would probably qualify to about 65% of whatever his home is worth. So if he has a $100,000 house, he would probably qualify for about $66,000 in terms of being able to pull out.
So the equity could get in the way here of this situation, because a lot of families just don't have enough equity to enter into the program.
Correct. And there are some people, though, and I've talked with some people, that it makes sense for them if they're maybe only about $10,000 short to pull out of the $10,000 to not have the.
Okay. You follow that, Ben? Potentially, yes. Maybe you can pull some money out somewhere to make the loan to value work, where Dad no longer has a mortgage payment in the future.
All right. And we can get a hold of you guys.
Yeah, we'll have Brian Clive do the show, and we'll get it taken care of for you, Ben.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the call. Again, we're inviting everyone to call in today so that they can set up appointments. This isn't something you just do over the phone. You're probably going to want to sit down. You bring a couple family members in, the decision makers. Hopefully no one crazy there. You got to have an open mind. Look at the program, understand it, and then it works. Miracles for a lot of families.
I was just this is one of the. It kind of ties back into the long-term planning and your overall financial picture, and some of the things that we really focus on, and a lot of my clients have been doing is going to the shorter term on the mortgage. Going from that 30-year down to the 15-year. The 15-year down to the 10-year, so it's paid off. And then if your house is free and clear, you've got a bunch of equity now, that it's available for you, that you can utilize that. I mean, the biggest problem if you talk to a lot of financial advisors, the biggest problem with real estate is it's not liquid. You can't take your house into Kroger and buy groceries. Right. Like if you need new brakes on your car, you can't take, you can't utilize your house to put brakes in the car. That reverse mortgage product, it frees up that cash, and if you do it the right way, and you don't do the interest only, zero down, first and second mortgage, and you do it the right way, the way you're supposed to do it, and pay it off, in essence, does make your house a much more liquid, viable asset.
Yeah, you hit a home run there with saying that you can't spend the money in your house, and what it does, whether you're going to use the money or not from your reverse mortgage when you get it out, if you get it out as a standby line of credit,
right?
What it does is it frees up that money should you need it. Because the one thing that is guaranteed in life is that there's going to be some unexpected things that happen. And in some situations we've seen, it's tough getting a 65, 66, 67-year-old guy now approved for a mortgage with limited income, where it wasn't in the past, where they were allowed to use their assets to tip the scales.
You don't need to qualify truly for this one, do you?
There's a financial assessment now that is involved with it, but to give you an idea, the back end ratio for the most part, it's $1 to $1. So you can go up to basically 100% on your back end ratio. And even if you can't, that doesn't mean you don't qualify. It just means there has to be an escrow set aside for your taxes and insurance.
248-539-9797. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show as we talk about reverse mortgages. We have open lines here at 248-539-9797. Want to hear from you. One of the other cool things, we're going to get to this call, is it could also, getting rid of that house payment could help you fund that long-term health plan, that long-term, health thing that we're using, going into retirement homes. Like you said, we grow old, we get sick, unexpected events in life. So freeing up and getting rid of that house payment's really a big thing. All right, we're up against a break, man. The breaks just keep coming here. 248-539-9797. We'll get to Todd right when we come back.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey folks, Jeff Rieger here. Ever think you could shop for a car from your coffee shop? Or the dog park? Or the stadium? Edmunds mobile app lets you shop for your perfect ride from wherever. Hit the Text This Dealer button, get your questions answered fast, and work out your deal with no pressure. Download the Edmunds mobile app today and start shopping.
Making sure I have my safety gear for work today.
Shoot, I'm running late and forgot my safety gear.
Hard hat, safety glasses, harness, gloves. Can't work without them.
Oh, well, I'll just get by without all that stuff today.
There's no job worth risking my life for. It's not worth it.
On second thought, there's no way I can do that. What about my family? What about my friends? I'm turning around. Better safe than sorry.
A 40th anniversary message from the Michigan Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Do you work in a dusty environment? Construction dust may contain hazards like asbestos, lead, and silica that may cause serious health effects and even death. Don't trust the dust, especially in structures built before 1981. Use approved methods to protect yourself. Wear an approved respirator, wash your hands, and don't wear contaminated clothing home.
A 40th anniversary message from the Michigan Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-959-9644.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Think you might be bloated? Call now for a free trial of New Biotics and see how much flatter it makes your belly. You might be surprised. But hurry, call now for details while these free trials last. 1-800-959-9644. That's 1-800-959-9644. 1-800-959-9644.
Experience family fun and pro football like you've never seen it. The Hall of Fame Tour at the Como Center. Celebrate pro football's greatest players with interactive exhibits, activities for the entire family, and exclusive historical artifacts from the Hall of Fame. Meet Hall of Fame heroes James Lofton, Andre Reed, Joe DeLamielleure, and Lem Barney. Hear from the pros on the main stage with Chalk Talks and the Kids Press Conference, where kids ask the questions. Take part in training camp drills and hear the stories that shaped pro football's best into Hall of Fame heroes. Compare your skills to the all-time greats in the Impact Zone with fun activities for all ages, including bungee runs, agility drills, field goal and passing challenges, vertical leap test, and more. Come see the legends who made the game great. The Pro Football Hall of Fame Tour, 2 days only, this weekend at the Cobo Center. Tickets on sale now. ProFootballTour.com.
Divorce can be financially devastating, especially when you hire the wrong attorney. At Fred, we care more about our clients than fancy offices and brand development and are here to guide you through every step of the way. If you have a family law issue, call us today, 248-356-7775.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Number 7, Michigan State hosting Indiana today. That's a 3:30 kickoff in East Lansing. Number 15, Michigan is idle. Lions and Vikings tomorrow right here. 97.1 The Ticket from Ford Field. DeAndre Levy and tight end Brandon Pettigrew both out for the Lions. Red Wings fall in overtime to the Calgary Flames. 3-2. They've lost 4 straight. Jimmy Howard made 35 saves. Wings in Vancouver tonight, 9:40 right here on The Ticket. ALCS Game 6. It's over for the Blue Jays. The Royals eliminate them in 6. 4-3. World Series starts in KC on Tuesday. And the Pistons winners in exhibition basketball over the Hawks 115-87. From the 1-800 Carl Sam Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
If you ever miss Stoney and Bill on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
Welcome back to the show, 931. You're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I'm Harvey Freed, Alex Nafusi with Capital. We brought in our special reverse mortgage guy, Brian Cohn. And Brian, thanks for joining us as always.
Thanks for having me.
Quick shout out to Nate and your hockeys and travel. You're one of those dads who's always driving around, right? And your wife. And your wife. We'll give Andrea a little plug too.
Yep, go Rebels.
Fair enough. And how old is that team?
This is our 4th year for the most part as a full ice hockey team.
Oh, awesome. All right. We always salute out there to all the parents out there driving their kids around. You got soccer and
I
hockey.
can't believe how intense that is now. I remember like when I was a kid, you could play like, football, hockey, lacrosse, there's no 3 sports anymore. Like it's basically you pick one, right?
1 and 1B. You can do that. You can do 2. But that's about
Maybe
it.
2. That's the
I'm
max.
officially old.
All right, we're going to take your calls here. We got Brian talking about reverse mortgages. A shout out there to all the boomerang buyers. We're going to reach out to all the people out there who had trouble in the past, foreclosure, bankruptcy. Are you coming back? Do you want to buy a house and get back in the marketplace? Be sure to give us a call. And let's go out to Todd out there on a cell phone. Hey, Todd, thanks for joining our show. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so my folks own their house free and clear. They're older. If they had a situation, they still have pensions and Social Security, where they needed to tap into the resources of their house, wouldn't it be fiscally more responsible for them to sell their home and move into something more affordable and take that equity and put that equity in bank and then use that equity if they need it, versus setting up a reverse mortgage where they're committing themselves to an additional payment that just puts them into a debt situation?
Well, the reverse mortgage has no payment. The key is this: do they need to move? Right? If they need to move, you're absolutely correct. They should move and get into a more suitable house, whether it be a downsizing of a house, whether it be a one-level house. But in terms of the product itself, it's not adding debt. And what it is doing is it's opening up a line of credit, just like a standard HELOC that you would get from a bank. But what it does differently than that is if you draw out of it, you don't necessarily have a payment. It's payment optional. It's also guaranteed to grow, and it can't be closed like a home equity line of credit could from the bank. So if the property doesn't suit them right now and they need to downsize, as you're saying, then yes, they should downsize. This is a product for somebody that wants to stay in their home and age in place. If that's not them, then once they move, they could sell the house and buy their next house that's more suitable with a reverse mortgage, which will allow them to get more house, better for their needs, without putting too much down. Instead of, so if they wanted a $100,000 house, instead of paying cash for the $100,000 house, they could put $40,000 and have the rest in a reverse mortgage with there's no payment.
But it just seems like this product again is getting back to what we got back into in 07, 08, where companies are again enticing people to tap into their equity and indebt themselves, when that's the whole problem, is that if you need resources, if you need income, if you need to have funds available, then it's probably not prudent for you to be where you're at anyways, because first of all, you're not going to have the resources to make the payment on the reverse
Well,
mortgage.
there is no payment on the reverse mortgage. There is no payment.
But there is if you take the money out.
No,
And what
there
we're
is
doing
never a
we're-
payment. There is
Todd,
no
you're flat
payment
out
on
wrong.
it. You are only
You're
responsible for your
indebting the customer, though. You're indebting the customer, so you're taking them from an equity position and giving them a debt, which is what we don't want. You know, we're enticing people just like these blind mortgages. This is the whole thing.
What's a blind mortgage?
Todd, what's a blind mortgage?
Well, Todd, take it down a notch, Todd.
What's a blind mortgage, first of all? I don't know.
Having show any kind of doc. I'm sorry, no doc mortgage. is
Okay,
what
those
we
don't
call it,
exist
right?
anymore. You can't do. Todd, what are you so upset about this morning? Make your point.
My point is use your program to sell the people that need to get back in, or that the products that help people, get back into the home buying with a good amount of money down. These reverse mortgages are crap.
I guess I'm confused, Todd.
dude.
I guess I'm confused, and stay with me here because you sound like a really smart dude. I guess I'm a little confused on if somebody has a house that's free and clear, and they don't have a pension, and they didn't quite save enough to retire in a comfortable position. You don't think a reverse mortgage would be a good way to go? What should they do? Where should they live? House is free. Well, how is that naive? Did you guys hang up on him or did you guys drop him?
I think we had to let go. All right, let me clarify a couple things. First of all, he missed a whole bunch of great points there because he had a little bit too much energy. But let's just say this. First of all, there's many families out there, 62, let's say 62 to 82. They're not moving anywhere. What do you mean? Hey, mom and dad, I know you've lived here for 30 years and you raised our family and the grandkids come here. You've got to move because you can't afford it. That's exactly why the program works.
Well, let me explain.
You don't have to move.
Time out. Hang on. Give me 1 second, Brian. Hang on. So here's what pisses me off, okay? Todd, you roll up on my show, and you say that we're pushing a product. First of all, I'm not pushing anything. Okay, for the last 15 years, I've been telling people basically you don't need it. Okay,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
let's do some stupid ass logic. Okay, what do you think pays Capital Mortgage Funding more? A loan, if I write for $1 million or $100,000?
I'll go with the million.
Okay, let's just say $1 million pays Capital Mortgage Funding more. For the last 15 years, I've told people you don't need it. You need to buy less of a house. You need to save. Don't worry about what your buddy's doing, okay? Don't worry about your friend that you grew up with that's building the big house, on the other side of town. You don't need it, okay? Quite frankly, I could buy any house I want. I mean, within reason, okay? I live in downtown Berkeley. I mean, I'm a regular dude.
Which is a great city.
I mean, and I love Berkeley, number 28 in the country, safest, best place to live. Okay, that's the whole premise of this show is consumer, awareness.
Advocacy. Yeah, we're just giving some information.
So for that cat to roll up and say
he didn't even know
you're
he was talking
pushing a
about
product. I mean, what just a dingbat.
Well, he didn't catch the show from the beginning. But look, Brian, we're just going over it now. Go ahead, talk to me.
I had a single retiree.
Okay.
She was in her mid-70s, and she was living in a condo. She had a mortgage balance of in the $50,000 to $60,000 range. She was not living extraordinarily. All right, her house, she had a balance on it. It was $200,000 condo. She loved where she was staying. She didn't want to move, but with her mortgage, health care, just the cost of living,
right?
She was having to dip in to her nest egg $350 a month. Her financial advisor said, if you continue to do this, you're going to run out of money.
Exactly.
In 10 years. What the reverse mortgage did was going to allow her now to not draw out of that because she doesn't no longer have a mortgage payment.
Right.
Gave her a line of credit to draw from should she need it for $50,000.
Emergency purposes.
And she can stay where she's at.
It's like we already know the facts. I know. We know the facts. And again, it just goes to show you if you don't have the knowledge behind you, and even in that conversation, although we spoke to the gentleman and said there is no payment, which we said several times.
No, we're wrong.
We're wrong on it. So again, the key is here knowledge. And I don't care if you're buying a house, you're a first-time homeowner. This is just an example of people just running their mouths and not really diving into the information. Check it out, folks. Whether it be a simple refinance or a purchase or a reverse mortgage that has a little bit more information.
It might not be for you.
Maybe it's not.
Listen, man, it goes.
I don't want to talk about the dude, but
no, whatever, man. He's awesome. I have so many things I want to go.
Hey, you know what's here? Let me go with these facts for now. You want to go with your point?
No. I'm just. It all goes back to dealing with people you trust, and that's all it is. I'm not. Listen, man. There's bad people. Listen, are there going to be people popping up? Doing reverse mortgages now that've never done this in their entire life? Absolutely. Of course there are. Absolutely there are.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that it's a bad product. And quite frankly, I'm not telling you that if your house is free and clear that you should do a reverse mortgage. Maybe if your house is worth $500,000, maybe you should sell it and buy a condo for $120,000 and put the rest in an annuity and live off that.
Everyone's situation is different.
Every situation is different. I mean, that's all it comes down to. I mean, it comes down to dealing with people you trust. It's bottom line.
FHA loans are back, and of course, these reverse mortgages fall under those guidelines. But the cool thing about FHA is when last year they reduced the MIP to 0.80, they dropped it a half a point basically. It's given a boost to FHA loans. If you're a first-time home buyer out there and you're not working with a ton of money, sellers concessions up to 6%. The FHA 203B loans are fantastic. 203K loans, unbelievable. If you're out there, folks, a lot of the homes that are on the marketplace, a little swing here of information. If you're out there searching for a home, and a lot of the homes that are still in the marketplace have some deficiencies in them. Maybe it needs a new roof. Maybe cosmetically it's really nasty inside. Maybe the floors are completely gone. Heating systems are old. These homes could be purchased and you can make unbelievable investments. I know a lot of the motivated sellers out there, they have money pits. They have old homes that they haven't fixed up and they're having trouble selling them. If you find out what an FHA 203K loan is, it might be a program that works for you. Again, call Capital Mortgage. We're the experts. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And for 15 years, we've been here on the radio telling you what to do and what not to do, Alex. And I'm glad you brought it up because when you were saying that, it reminded me of the Happy Super Fun Happy Meal, whatever they were calling that mortgage with the 3 choices that people signed up for. Negative amortizations, bad things. They couldn't afford the house, and that's what got people into trouble. All right, when we come back, let's put a smile on everyone's face. It's 9:41. We're going to be taking your calls. 248-539-9797.
Hey sports fans, this is Joe Koser. Sick and tired of having to fight for the best deal in the D? Then you need to check out my friends Thad and Jeff at Zott M59 Chrysler Jeep.
That's right, Joe. At Zott, you don't need to fight for a great deal. Hey, Jeff, show them the deals.
During our Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event, lease a Chrysler 200 with $200 down for only $200 a month.
At Zott, expect great service.
With great prices.
But no fighting.
See ZottAuto.com for details.
Two Broke Girls 5 nights a week presents Max and Caroline's Top 5 Blue Plate Specials.
5, the number of ponies I got for my 5th birthday. 5, the number of cigarettes I smoked on my 5th birthday. 5, the number of billions my father stole in a Ponzi scheme. 5, the number of beers my mom drank for breakfast.
5, the number of nights you can watch Two Broke Girls every week. And since you're home, pants are optional, like mine are now.
Two Broke Girls. Watch Two Broke Girls weeknights at 7:30 on CW50.
Mom, I can't do my math homework. I just don't get it. I'm no good at math. I hate math.
I've always considered myself a good mother, but when it came to my son Billy's math, I was at a loss. It wasn't that he didn't try, but he kept falling further behind and losing confidence. Then a friend told me about Math Made Easy DVDs. You can order any subject from arithmetic to fractions, percents, algebra, even calculus. Concepts are simplified in an entertaining way, so students enjoy learning at their own pace in the convenience of home. It's as easy as watching TV. Best of all, it's affordable for everyone. Listen, in the frustration, call Math Made Easy. Call now for a 30-day risk-free trial. 866-598-MATH. Now that school is in full swing, it's important for your child to keep up with the fast-moving classroom pace. With Math Made Easy, your child will always be one step ahead. Call now, 866-598-MATH. That's 866-598-6284. Or visit us at mathmadeeasy.com.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of a golf announcer who missed lunch. Here on the 8th green, and speaking of green, I could really use a garden salad right now. He's using the sand wedge, and a wedge of cheese sounds delicious, but this tournament's taking forever. Longer than the road trips you can take in your RV with coverage from Progressive. Does anyone have a bag of chips? Anyone? This isn't human.
Specialized coverage for your RV, starting around $10 a month at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. $10 monthly premium excludes fees and taxes and is not available in all states.
Andro 400, I really love it. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a
size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy. It feels like I'm 25. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man.
Guys, if you'd like to see results like Dave Ryan's, try Andro 400, the safe, inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Matheson Tri-Gas is offering a sign-on bonus for CDL drivers in Wixom. Along with that sign-on bonus, Matheson offers quarterly driver bonus, competitive pay, and benefits. Drivers are home every night. Call Matheson Tri-Gas today at 908-991-9271. That's 908-991-9271. Or visit MathesonGas.com. MathesonGas.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Today, meet the 97.1 The Ticket Street Team and the Ticket Chicks at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Tour at Cobo Center. They'll be there from 11 to 1. The Pro Football Hall of Fame Tour celebrates pro football's greatest players with interactive exhibits, activities for the entire family, and exclusive pieces from the Hall of Fame. See the legends who made the game great today and tomorrow at Cobo Center. Combine your love of sports with your desire to help others. Donate to 97.1 The Ticket's Student Heart Check program. You might just save a life. Visit cbsdetroit.com/student heart check.
At home, in your car, or at work. Detroit's sports station.
97.1 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back to the show, 945. You got to tune to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Of course, we have open lines here, 248-539-9797 here in the studio. And we take your emails at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Harvey Freed, Alex Nafusi, and Brian Cohn. We're talking about reverse mortgages. We got a heated call earlier about it.
We are. But I got a text right during the break from my buddy Jeremy Goldstein, who's a financial planner. And, his text base said reverse mortgages are good for some people. And
yeah.
I can't read the rest of the text on the air because I'll get fired. But, it goes down to being fiscally responsible. And you don't, how do we word this like a nice way? You don't get to have whatever you want. You have to live within your means. And if you're irresponsible, whether it's with your mortgage, whether it's with your credit cards, whether it's with your savings or lack of savings, the onus is on you.
Yes, it is.
You need to be responsible. I mean, if you're going to run up credit card debt, it doesn't matter.
They have cars for $159 a month. They have cars for $359. These are your choices, right?
You don't get to have that car.
Okay.
You get the one for $150.
Fair.
I know your buddy has the one for $350. You get the one for $150. Live within your means and be smart.
Let's
I don't
go
want to
to
go through 2008 again.
Let me go to some of these calls. Yeah, we don't want to hear those problems. All right, George out in Taylor. Hey, good morning, George. Welcome to our show. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, guys. Here's my situation. Dad passed away about 1.5 years ago, and Mom still living in the same condo. But obviously, fixed income with her, she doesn't really have, a lot of play with the money that she has. It's basically eaten up by bills every single month. I took her almost as soon as Dad passed away to look into the reverse mortgage. She's in a condo that's worth about $230,000, and she only owes, I think, around $180 right now. So we went and we were told that that's not enough of a
equity
difference. Yeah, it's not enough of an equity difference to be able to do a reverse mortgage. I was just kind of curious: are there any other programs out there that would deal with a smaller equity like that, or how should I go about helping her out to get some extra money every month?
You'd have some options there. The one problem there is you hit it right on the head, that there's not enough equity to get into the program. She would probably, how old is she again?
She is in her late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, so she's a little bit short on equity. She's probably about 30, 40,000 short on equity, but there is equity. And the one thing that I could say that is a possibility in terms of using the reverse mortgage is if she were to downsize. So if you were to sell the existing condo, then take the money out, use it as a down payment on a smaller condo.
Okay.
You could then get by with settling her up in terms of not having a payment. She would get rid of that mortgage payment, so she could put down $40,000
and not have a payment
on $100,000 or $110,000 condo and never have a payment, and that would really help her long-term situation.
And she's young, and she's on the younger side here of the spectrum.
Yep.
So, George, there might be something here. And again, it's not for everybody, but I like your call. And potentially, we sort of threw this out there earlier. Some of the savings that you would dive into if you didn't do this, you might use to set this up. But it's going to take you to sit down with a financial planner and go over all this information and go, it's based on individual circumstance.
Yeah, I'd be happy to call you after the show, kind of go over to you what the situations are, how much she's short, do the calculations for you. You guys can decide which route you want to go. Obviously, from the sounds of it, you want her to stay in the condo that she's at now. That's completely understandable.
We did discuss that part as well, and she said she would be willing to move, but I just don't want to put her through the stress of packing and moving and everything like that. So I was hoping to find alternatives.
Like I said, I'd be happy to reach out to you after the show, show you what your alternatives are in both situations, and then you'll be a little bit more educated in terms of what the best decision is for.
It's a great call, George. Awesome. And we're going to follow up with you, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, 248-539-9797. Hey, Tom's got a question in Shelby Township. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you this morning?
Good morning, sir. What's up, man?
Hey, Tom.
Not much. Listen, I got a quick question. I'm currently trying to get an FHA loan, and I've been doing a lot of research. I've got a good job. I make a decent amount of money every year, probably a little bit over $80,000. How particular or sticky are they at that 580 credit rating? Because I'm like at a 570, sometimes a 565.
Tom, why is the credit so low? What's the scoop with that?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to really get into a lot of that, but I've been cleaning it up over the last few months now, and it's slowly coming up. But there was quite a bit of like hospital bills and things like that on there.
Okay, so here's the first thing I would do is, I've talked in the last few weeks, we've got some great software I can run your credit report through, and it'll tell us what you have to pay off or pay down and the impact it'll have on your credit scores.
But he's close.
Okay.
He's definitely close.
Yeah,
In
so
fact,
you're
we've
right
lightened
there.
up. Yeah, we've lightened up on the FHA guidelines. The Federal Housing Administration has put together a whole new handbook. So there's 66 new guidelines out there, and potentially we can get your credit score bumped up a little bit, give you more of a favorable transaction. And Tom, it's a great call. We're going to follow up with you right
Tom,
after the show.
after the show and see what I can figure out for you, man.
Thank you.
But we got.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries,
guys,
man.
Awesome show. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thanks, dude.
Guys.
See you, man.
Just actually mentioned, there's 66 changes in the FHA handbook recently. Stuff like, deferring. They used to be able to defer student loans. Now the debt counts against you. If you were late on, if you had a short sale and you were never late on the short sale up until selling that house short, you don't even have to wait the 3-year waiting period. So give us a call, Capital Mortgage. I'm telling you, folks, I've been there for 23 years. We know how to close loans. If you're working with someone now, they might also know what they're doing. Give us it's just a second opinion. That's all. Give us a look. Maybe we can save you some money. All right, let's move on to some calls here. Let's sneak in Richard out in Clarkston. Good morning, Richard. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
My brother passed away out in Colorado about 3 months ago, and he had a reverse mortgage. They paid off his old mortgage for $77,000. He drew $16,000 in cash, and I got the bill, $170,000. In other words, we've got $93,000. Looks like maybe $80,000 in MIP service fees.
Well, how long did he live in the house for?
Well, he originated that reverse mortgage 10 years ago.
Okay.
He's been in the house 19 years.
It was, basically what that is it's 10 years of payments of living in the house. It's set up for somebody to age in place. It's set up. It's not set up to leave an investment to your kids or to your next of kin.
For
It's
sure.
a it's a non-recourse
Saying,
loan.
I don't care about my heirs.
Right. Well, it's not really saying that. Because
They
a lot
can
of
sell the
times
house.
the
They
heirs
can
are
sell
saying,
it.
I'd rather you be comfortable financially than me get an inheritance when you die.
Yeah.
It's
his
a
heirs,
trade-off of
it cost his heirs $8,000 a year to have a reverse mortgage.
How did it
How
cost
so?
his-
It's
how
a
did it cost his
non-recourse
heirs
loan. You don't have to
$8,000
pay
a year?
anything.
There's no bill. Yeah, that's why I wanted to clear up. What are you talking about?
It wasn't. There was a non-recourse loan. You didn't have to pay it back.
There's nothing
You weren't
due.
entitled to that house. It was his decision to get the reverse mortgage.
Yeah, no one knows the money.
One other question. Where's the lien release? I sent them $170,000 like 6 weeks ago, and I still have no lien release. I can't do anything with that house.
What are you looking to do? Are you looking to keep the house? What's the house worth?
It's worth probably $350,000.
Oh, It's got tons of equity.
So, I mean, that's something that you'd have to go with the servicer, and I've had that all the time. Yeah, you do have to pay off the reverse mortgage and you would get the lien. But I'm sure, I don't know who the servicer is of the loan, but I'm sure whatever
Financial freedom.
Okay, I'm sure that what is going to happen is they're going to, look, when it gets into public records and getting your liens, even when you buy a house or a deed, it takes time. But in your situation, you wanted to keep the house. There was equity in it. You got to keep the house. So it was just like it was a regular mortgage. I understand the frustration that you're waiting for the deed, but rest assured.
I believe that they're gangsters. And I will rather eat dog food than enter into a reverse mortgage.
Well, in terms of that, it sounds like
your brother lived free for 10 years. How about your brother living free for 10 years? Talk to me.
10 years.
How about next time, instead of him living for free for 10 years, he gets to call you up and say, "Yo, give me $1,000 a month so I can pay my mortgage payment for 10 years." That's $120,000, no? You would have had to pay the $120,000 anyways. Did I lose them? All right. No, gentlemen, that was an awesome show. Thank you very much. Look, here's what I got from the show. That if you don't know what you're talking about, like I don't even know about reverse mortgages where I need to be, okay? Then you really need to listen up and get some knowledge behind you. Okay, fair enough?
Well, it's pretty clear that there's a lot of negative press that goes on with reverse mortgages that's just spinning off of just hearsay and this and that. So educate yourself about the program. Like Alex said, it's not for everybody. This guy's mad that his brother entered into one. His brother was happy. You never had a payment.
Your brother for free for 10 years. Right.
I can't believe it.
So would you rather him get a reverse mortgage or have him call you and you can foot the bill?
All right, this show's going to continue. Hey, we got Pat Caputo, Kyle Bogey coming off. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket all day long. We'll see you next Saturday.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Dudes, what's cracking? Jim Rome here for FanDuel. If you're into fantasy football, you have got to check out FanDuel. At FanDuel, you play in 1-week fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate cash payouts. You only play when you want, and you can change your team any week. FanDuel is paying out over $75 million a week this season. Look, building a team is easy. You simply pick your players, you stay under the salary cap, then you sit back on Sunday and you watch your team win. Entry fees start at only $1. Anybody can play. Finally, it pays to be a fan. And right now, FanDuel has a special offer for new users. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it all the way up to $200. That's a bonus of up to $200. The offer is only good for the first 50 people that use my code 1212 today. Do not forget to use my code 1212. FanDuel.com, where every day is a new season. FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com. Once again, FanDuel.com. Sign up today.
It's Ram Truck Month, and that means it's time to play a game we like to call Follow the Leader. A great leader will inspire you to go places you'd never go otherwise. Ram 1500's best-in-class 29 mpg highway does just that. But a great leader also has to handle the weight of the world on their shoulders. That's no problem for Ram 1500's